All right, man, let me save you a lot of time and a lot of headaches. I'm going to give you 4 trading conditions that you need to avoid and be careful when you see them. One of them being how I avoided today's price action and why I remained flat. Let's get into it. So the first one actually is what we saw today. When you have a large overnight move, you have large overnight expansion. So Asia and London just completely dumped and showed majority of the day's range. Just like today, we had this huge overnight move. This is what I woke up to this morning. I saw this and did not expect much of today. When you have a large range overnight, what's likely to happen in the following session, like a New York AM session, if you see this, it's likely going to be really poor delivery or just overall consolidation, and it's just not worth trading. So this is the aftermath. We actually saw this big displacement candle higher, but there was really no opportunity to even look for longs in that, like to frame longs towards this 1 hour for value gap, for example, because this really came out of nowhere. There was no POI that we came into, and if there's no POI, there is no trade. We don't just take entry patterns. We need to have a relevant point of interest that we're staying into, which is not the case here, just displaced out of nowhere. And then coming into the 1 hour for value gap, you could have framed shorts, but it was very low probability. I wasn't even interested in it because of how aggressive this move higher was. We even shifted order flow in the 15-minute, creating 15-minute bullish for value gaps. So this would have required a lot more extra confirmation, which we never really got. Eventually, we did get a move lower right over here, but this is during the lunch hour. This is like post 12 p.m. I am not in front of the charts at this time, so there really was just nothing there. You can see we just literally consolidated and moved sideways the whole day. We didn't even complete that 1 hour IRL to ERL context, which is pretty expected. On to the other 3 reasons. You don't want to be trading prior or during big 3 news events. So this is CPI, NFP, FOMC. The reason why is if you're trading before, what typically happens before these big 3 news events is that we consolidate a lot and price is held in a range until we get that big 3 news driver. It's awaiting the big bang, you know what I'm saying? Or you don't want to be trading during because the volatility on these big 3 news events is so huge and unexpected. You're going to get absolutely railed if you're in a position and it goes against you. That is completely gambling. Don't do that, brother. Another thing to watch out for is when indices are lacking correlation. So ES, NQ, and YM, you can consider them a triad. When they are all doing different things, there is no clarity, and that is a signal of low probability price action. So for example, if ES is consolidating and NASDAQ is dumping and YM is pumping to the moon, they're all doing different things. Careful. And then the last thing is, I'm sure we all know this, but just in case you don't, for some reason, you don't want to be trading bank holidays or half days. The volatility on these days is so dry and so minimal, it's just not worth your time. You're going to notice candles are really small and the range for the day is just abysmal. It's not even worth showing up. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the holiday. Go outside. Anyways, I hope that was insightful. Follow up for my tips like these.